Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, but at the same time I'm going to be doing a story time. I was thinking of doing like a get ready with me chit chat, but I know that if you follow me on Snapchat, a lot of you guys wanted to like hear more story times, but they're so long, so I decided to just do them on YouTube. So if my lighting is a little bit weird, I'm sorry. I'm still filming with my Sony a5100, which is like my selfie camera, so I haven't upgraded yet, so I apologize in advance. So I'm already an eyebrow in. I'm just going to do this eyebrow. I'm using Anastasia dip brow. If I forget to mention something, don't worry, it'll be down below in the description box. So starting off with this story. Okay, so disclaimer, a little bit of a disclaimer. When I was a teenager, I got myself into a bunch of unnecessary trouble. I was kind of like, not a rebellious teenager, but just like very like out there, you know, like I would get in trouble sometimes, but I wasn't like trying to rebel. I was just kind of like a really, I don't know what's the word, outgoing. I was just kind of like a funky little teenager. Yeah, I guess the correct word would be rebellious, right? So I had this stage, which I don't smoke weed. I had a stage in high school where I and my friends, we would like smoke weed and, you know, sometimes cut class to do this, and I was probably 16 at that time. Now I'm 23, so I actually think that was about like 8 years ago or so, which it's been a while. So I don't smoke weed anymore, but back then I did, right? And my parents are not like open-minded parents, where like they thought that was fine, you know, or like I think most parents would be a little bit upset about their 16, 17-year-old smoking marijuana while cutting class. So that's a for sure thing. So one time, me and my friend, I'm not gonna say her name just in case she doesn't want me to say her name. She's still my friend. She probably will remember this. We decided to cut class, just me and her, like being super random. We decided to cut class and go smoke weed. And it was actually a really funny situation, just because like neither of us knew how to roll a blunt. Like we didn't really know what the hell we were doing. We were just being like ridiculous teenagers. So we cut class and we went to this random park around there by the high school, and we were like trying to roll the blunt. Honestly, it was really, really funny. Like it wasn't even like we were trying to be like bad or anything like that. We were just like, yeah, let's just go, be fun, whatever, me and you. So like, I kid you not, we spent probably 30 minutes just trying to roll this blunt. It was hilarious. We couldn't roll it. It like had the little weed like flying out. I don't know, somehow we got it to be lit. We lit the wannabe blunt and we were smoking. We were taking pictures. Honestly, it was just a funny situation. I don't even think we got high. Like it wasn't anything serious like that, right? So we had these dumb pictures, and we still like now look back and laugh at that just because it was so hilarious. That blunt was just like the worst blunt you could imagine. So my brows look really dark right now, but once I have all my makeup on, they'll look a little bit more settled. But okay, so that day happened, right? And like I didn't think much of it. I knew I wasn't gonna get caught. Like I tried to, you know, cover my tracks or whatever that day pretty well. I think my mom wasn't gonna be home, so you know when they call when you miss a class, I was kind of sure she wasn't gonna get the call, so everything was fine. I didn't get caught skipping class, but we had the pictures. And I think a few days after that, she had sent them to me. It was like this really random picture. I think it was taken on my phone. I don't know, somehow it was on the computer. And I was at my parents' job in like my dad's office, and my mom and my dad were there. And I was like, the computer was faced like this way, but like kind of blocked off, and my parents were like over here, you know, doing their thing. So I was looking at the picture and like laughing. I think it was like the first time like looking at the picture. My computer like froze. Like, you know, the old PCs, when it would freeze and you would like move the picture, it would be like a whole bunch of scrolls. I'll try and insert a picture somewhere in here. So that happened, and I was waiting for it to like unfreeze, and it wouldn't unfreeze. So I was like, okay, you know, whatever, like I had to go pee. So I'm like, whatever, I have to go pee. Like by the time I come back, it's still gonna be frozen. No one's gonna see the picture. I'll be fine. gonna prime my face now using NYX Hydra Touch, and before that I applied Benefit Porefessional. So I go to the bathroom, not even worried. I'm like so sure that, you know, I'm gonna come back and my computer's still gonna be frozen because of how bad it looked. But I come back and my mom looks at me. Like, I walk in and my mom just kind of like looks at me and she slaps me. And I'm just like, excuse me, what's going on here? I was so taken back. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on in that little moment. I did not know what was going on. It, like, you know, it was so fast and it took me a second. I'm like, why just let me kind of, and then she started kind of going off on me in Spanish. I don't know if any of you speak Spanish, but she was just like, en mi casa no va a haber marihuanas, like, which means like in my house I'm gonna have no one smoking weed. And she was just kind of going off on me, and I'm like, oh crap, the picture. And she's like, ahí en la computadora, which there in the computer, like there's a picture of you smoking weed, like just going the hell off on. What had happened was that when I went to the bathroom, my computer decided to unfreeze, which is awesome, you know. And I guess my parents, obviously they're in the same room, but the computer was a little bit hidden, like I said, but I'm assuming my mom walked through that area and she was really shocked at what she saw. She saw a photo of me with the blunt, and I remember I was trying to come up with so many excuses. I'm like, it's not weed, it's a cigarette. And like, my mom is not like gullible, neither is my dad. You know, my parents were teenagers once at a time. You know, they came from Mexico to Los Angeles, like they were hanging out with I know my mom had like chola friends, so they're not gullible like that. And my mom was like, don't try and like in Spanish there's a saying like, no me quieres ver la cara de estúpida, which means like, don't be trying to like fool me, like I know better than that. And she's like, I know that's weed, like I know what it looks like, I know you were smoking weed, like who were you with, when was this? You wanted like all the details. And I was just trying to be like as sly about it as possible. And that's kind of what happened. I got in trouble. You know, it was a big deal to my parents. Like, I understand now where they're coming from. Like, back then I was like, oh my god, you're being so dramatic, it's just weed, you know. But now I understand where they're coming from. Like, you know, sometimes things like that could lead into deeper things. And, you know, if you're in school, you technically shouldn't be doing that. You should be focused on your studies. But it honestly was a funny situation just because of how when I walked in, my mom was like no warning whatsoever. I walked in like completely like, I'm gonna go back to my little computer, go back to laughing at my picture, like nothing's gonna happen, and I just get slapped. But everything was fine after that. I stopped. I'm not like addicted. I wasn't addicted to smoking weed, you know. I was just being like a hard-headed teenager. To give you guys a little bit of update on my makeup, I used the Milani Conceal and Perfect Foundation with the Makeup Forever foundation. I mixed those two, blending it out with a beauty blender, and then the concealer that I just used was the Sephora concealer in Palmier. As far as like what my family thought about it, you know, like my sisters and stuff, because I have 4 sisters, my sisters were just kind of like, why would you do that? Oh, why was there a picture? Why would you take pictures? Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you setting yourself up like that? I am baking my face with the Nye Translucent Powder. So right now I just primed my eyes with Too Faced Shadow Insurance. Use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made Palette. I'm like totally gonna jump on makeup now, but I'll still do a little chit chat. And the first color that I'm gonna use is Sherbet. And I'm gonna be using a Sigma tapered blending brush. So I'm officially like moving to LA. If you follow me on Snapchat, you probably know that. If you don't follow me on Snapchat, you totally should, please and thank you. Yeah, I'm moving to LA in about 2 months. our goal is to for sure be there living in LA by the end of May and the beginning of June. So I'm really excited about that. It's a little like nervous, you know, I get really nervous with change just because I've been living in San Diego for a really long time now, and I love San Diego. I think it's absolutely beautiful, but I'm always in LA anyways, and a lot of my friends and family are down there, so me and Ruben just decided that it would be best for us to move. Alright, now for my lid color. I'm not sure. I think I'm going to use Pink Champagne. This is like one of my favorite Anastasia shadows. It's so beautiful. But I'm most likely going to put some glitter over it just because I kind of want to do just a little bit of glitter today. And the brush that I'm using is a Morphe M333. Now to give a little bit more dimension, like more depth right here in my eyes, I'm going to be using Hot Chocolate. A good trick to like just add right here is to kind of feel like where your crease is at, where it goes in, and just try and stay in that outer spot and try and concentrate all the color right there. And then just kind of throw your brush around to blend it. Alright, and now to clean up right underneath my brow, I'm just going to use the lightest color in here, which is Buttery. Light creamy shadow. And I'm just going to like sweep it underneath my brow. Like this. What I'm going to do actually is do my wing liner, and then I'm going to add more shadow. I find that when I do my wing liner, I can kind of see where it goes, and then I could concentrate like more of a dark color to make it a little bit more like dimension, you know what I mean, depth. So the glitter that I'm going to be using is OCC Cosmetics. This is their beige glitter. I absolutely love this glitter. It's like one of my all-time favorite glitters. So my friend Junie told me this is a really good primer, so I'm going to go ahead and try it out. I'm just going to apply it kind of like right above the liner. I've noticed that like no glitter got on like my cheeks, which is really nice, because whenever I do glitter, most likely it's gonna fall, you know, it's gonna get some fallout. So now what I'm gonna do is go over my liner with liquid liner. This is NYX. I think this is like the vinyl, the shiny one, just because I ran out of the matte one. For mascara, I'm gonna be using the Marc Jacobs one, Velvet Noir. And now for my blush, I'm going to be using this Mexican brand. It's called Bisou, and it is in the color Chedron. But I mean, it's kind of just like an orangey terracotta color. So there you go. And now for my highlight, I'm going to be using Anastasia Beverly Hills So Hollywood and this fan brush. This is from Morphe. It is their... The number wore off, but it's the one in like the gunmetal silver metal collection. Shadows underneath my eyes, I'm going to go ahead and pull out the Self-Made palette again, and I'm going to just go ahead and get a little bit of this sherbet color and Hot Chocolate and add it just right here. Alright, and now for mascara on my bottom lashes, I'm going to be using Bad Gal by Benefit. Okay, now for my lips, I am going to be lining them with Spice by MAC. And for lipstick, I'm going to be using Ashton by Anastasia Beverly. Alright, now for my setting spray, going to be using the new Gerard Cosmetics setting sprays. They're actually really good, and I think this might be my favorite scent. It is lavender. Alright guys, that was my makeup. That was my little get ready with me chit chat, and also a story time. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. As always, I would appreciate that a lot. So that's basically it. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I will see you guys later. Bye!